It's been a while since I've been this obsessed with a DIY, but the moment I saw this DIY for a trinket blouse, I just knew I had to recreate it. Thankfully, I did have some eyelids in my house. My mom bought these, I don't even know when, because the clearance tag is so old from Target, so she must have had these for at least 10 years, and I'm finally going to use them. So I ended up going to La Rose. Ross Dress for Less because I don't live close to a thrift store and I wanted something that was 100% cotton, and recently I've been lucking out finding really good stuff at Ross that is 100% cotton and reasonably priced. I did get a little bit distracted with some other things, including this Docker's very light jacket, which the moment I found it had pockets, that was life-changing. It went from a maybe I'll consider this to an absolute must-buy. I know it's going to be very hot when I go back to Japan next month, but I did want something to cover myself up a little bit from the sun as well as from buildings, because I'm sure they're going to be blasting the AC. Also, that lacy frilly top I really did like. This one I just was not feeling. I thought it was gonna look a lot better, but once I put it on, I just didn't like the way it was like looking. This top also was a no. I know a lot of people tell me that I look really good in red, and I do like the color. I just did not like the way this was fitting on my body. Now as for the trinket top, I wasn't able to find anything with a wide Peter Pan style collar. I know those were very popular in the 2010s, and I definitely had some blouses like that back then, but I just didn't keep them, obviously. The moment I found this chambray top that had the really fun frilly sleeves, I knew it was going to be perfect for my trinket top, so this was a win for me. This top, on the other hand, I did like, but I wasn't 100% convinced. Like, I could see myself wearing this in Japan, but something about it just, you know, didn't win me over. But I did end up getting all these 3 items, so I was very happy with that. Then I went to Michael's, which conveniently was in the same shopping center, which was really good. And after going into Michael's, I will say the loss of Joann's is definitely felt. Michael's is just not Joann's and will never be Joann's. I thought I was at least going to be able to find slightly bigger eyelets than the ones that my mom had at home, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find anything. I did see these very cute charms, but yeah, there's just a lack of like fabric supplies and craft supplies in general. I did get distracted by this Pokemon crochet book, which was absolutely adorable. I mean, just look at this little Pikachu and take a look at this Magikarp. Oh my god, I kind of want this. I just don't know how to crochet, and I don't know if my mom would make that for me. Then I went into Walmart to see if maybe their craft section was slightly better than Michael's. I also got distracted here because they have all the back to school stuff, and these little like pencil holders that look like Croc shoes were just so cute. I did end up getting a few bags because I need them for traveling, and then I got myself a little snack because at this point I was hot, I was hungry, and I was feeling a little bit weak, so I had to get a little snack before going back home and starting the DIY. So the first thing I did was just mark where I want to place the eyelets. Then I took a ruler just to make sure that the eyelets were going to be spaced out as evenly as possible. Measurements can look differently depending on which blouse you're using, so I just used what made sense for the blouse that I got. And then this is the eyelet kit. I did buy another kit from Walmart. I needed this little accessory, so I got myself a snap button kit, and don't worry, I will use the snap buttons for another thing. The next step is make the hole. So I found it easiest to like stab the shirt. Be careful, and then once the hole is big enough, you can just slide the eyelet through, and then you just put it in the little accessory, and you're going to be hammering it. So here I am putting it the wrong way. And then I grabbed a little hammer and started hammering away using the little accessory that's part of the kit. I did have to look up a tutorial after this because since I hammered directly on the visible part of the eyelet, it did look a little bit more dull or matte compared to the other eyelets, but it was a learning curve, and then the rest I actually did apply correctly. So I was trying to play with the placement. I was like, oh, maybe I can put some more, but I did settle on just 3 on each side of the collar. I was crafting downstairs in the kitchen. You can see my mom's arms. She was also crafting as well. She was actually crocheting a vest for me, which you will maybe see in a future video. Here I am asking my mom if I should just do 2 eyelets or 3, and then she told me to grab my charms off my bag and just test them out to see how they look like. So here I am grabbing just the charms that I had on my bag, not the ones that I own. I do have more gashapons upstairs in my room, and the first one I put is this little like chicken nugget that I got in Japan from a crane game. It looks super realistic. Before adding the 3rd eyelid, I wanted to see what it would look like if I did do the 3rd eyelid, and I think I do like it, so I ended up doing 3 holes on each side of the collar. My mom was still working on her crochet, so we had a nice mother-daughter crafting moment. I know right now there's a lot of discourse about trinkets and overconsumption, and my personal stance on it is to not treat your hobbies and interests like a fast fashion trend. If it's something that truly interests you and you see yourself having that little trinket for 10 or even 20 years, then go ahead and buy it. I still have a lot of my old Tamagotchi from the 90s, so I personally see no harm in something that makes you happy, but I will say that my realistic chicken nugget charm is probably the best thing ever. I can't wait to get some more realistic food charms in Japan because they had a ton. So this is how the DIY turned out. I think it turned out really cute. Obviously, I would wear different charms, and I do plan on wearing this to Comic-Con. So yeah, stay tuned to see what I add to it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!